Sure. What's up?
What do you think that schools should do to help them feel like, for the students to feel better about themselves?
To feel better about themselves?
Yeah.
More or less, I feel like they should do more. They should do more just to. What's the word? Kind of cater to certain students, because certain students need more help than others.
Oh shit! Oh. What the fuck? Oh. Oh fuck! Oh, fuck! Where did he fucking come from? I don't know. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? Are you good, bro?
No!
Who was that? Do you know him?
No! What the fuck, bro?
So, hold on. Would you be willing to donate any money to like schools in the future? What do you think about our inner cities? Like the schools in the inner cities? This is awkward, like I gotta do it for a Jay. Wait, you know? Do you know him, bro? You could? What was that? Do you know him? Bro, no, I don't know. What's that?
These guys think. Fuck. What the hell was that all about?
You good, bro?
Wait, try to take this in, bro.
Anything, man?
Yeah.
Fuck?
Alright.
Sit down.
Yeah.
You don't know that?
So basically, after the scene of me drop kicking Andre, I run, and the Coast Guard man and the lady in front of the store follow me and call the police. I want to get into what happened to me later, but at the moment right now, the police are talking to Nick and Andre.
We basically acted like it was real for a little bit, and we didn't tell him it was a prank until a little bit later. It was pretty sketchy, honestly, because we didn't know if you were going to get like a public disturbance charge or something, but we ended up telling one officer it was a prank, and then they stopped looking for Jason, who was on the run.
A bunch of police show up, and a firefighter and some ambulance.
Oh, and they wouldn't let him go because he's a minor, so he had to call his parents.
Yeah, he had to call his parents in order to get released, and the mom didn't pick up, and the dad did, which was very sketchy because he was very upset about it. So now I'm going to get into what happened to me. After I drop-kicked Andre and ran down the boardwalk, the ramp, and across this area right here, I get chased by the lady in front of the store and the Coast Guard. After I run away, I basically walk around the corner, and I turn around and I hear a man saying, "Stop, where are you going?" And I turn around and I see it's the Coast Guard guy. So I say, "It was just a prank," and he's like, "No, it wasn't." And then he proceeds to bring his phone out, and at this point, I know he's calling the police. And me, I don't like confrontation, so I decide, you know what, I'm going to run, because I don't want to. He kind of looked pissed off. I thought he was going to kick my ass. It could have happened. So I run around the corner and go in this building right here. There's a little alleyway. So I go into the alleyway, and he basically follows me into the alleyway while calling the police. So I decide to jump the fence that was in the alleyway, come back out onto the street, and make my way back up to the boardwalk to see what's going on with Nick and Andre. And I see that as a big commotion, so I don't even deal with that. I run. I keep continuing down here, and then I go down Ocean Avenue this way. I hear police sirens at this point, and I hear they're looking for a man with a striped shirt and a hat. So once I hear this, I immediately take my shirt and hat off and hide between two trash cans in between Ocean Avenue and Flipper's Fascination. At this point, I was scared because I thought I was going to get arrested for something that was just a prank. And I already committed to running, so I was like, there's no going back. So after I wait there for a little bit, I decided to continue to run through here. There's a gate. I jumped another gate. I go up the road and walk on the sidewalk and go around here to this parking lot. In this parking lot right here, there is the people that you have to pay to get in. I walk right past them and go over here. At this point, how far away from where the car is? I think Atlantic Avenue. This is around where we parked, and this is where we are. I have to run, like, this is at least 20 or more blocks. I don't know how many exactly it is. So I get to this point. My only decision is I got to get back to the car. And also, I don't have my phone or my wallet on me because Nick had both. So I had no means of contacting them to see what was going on. To make a long story short, I make my way all the way down here, going between blocks and alleyways until I finally get to, like, around this area. And I find a family, and I ask them, can I borrow their phone to contact Nick to tell him where I'm at? But I don't know Nick's number, so I call my dad. And my dad doesn't pick up strange numbers, so I basically tell my dad to call or message Nick to tell him to meet me at the car. Voicemail, yeah, because he doesn't pick up, so he reads his voicemail. So after that, I leave here, I go around all the way up here, and I make my way to the car. Needless to say, this took me at least 30 or plus minutes. When I get to the car, I assumed that they would be there by now because it took me so long to get there because of how many times I was going in between alleys and stuff. It's a lot more than we explained right here, but that's basically it. And I get there, so I'm like, in my head, okay, they're not here. The cops are holding them up because they know that we were in on it. So I decided I'm going to give myself up. So I make my way back to the boardwalk. And while I'm up on the boardwalk, at least right here, I look to the left and I see Nick and Andre walking on the street right here. And at that point, I realized my life was saved. And I was not going to get in trouble.
Now, may I say, during this whole time we were having the interaction with the police, I'm sitting there listening on the radio, and I hear he got caught. Like, I literally hear, like, they found somebody. It turns out they didn't find the right person. But once I heard that, that's the moment me and Andre looked at each other and be like, yo, we got to say this is a prank. So I tell the one officer, and the one officer says they're not looking for him anymore, and that wasn't him. And the one officer kept it to himself because he didn't want to cause any more problems. So whoever that officer was, you're clutch if you're seeing this.
Yep. Now we're going to get to the scene where he finally meets up and we actually have that on video.
Yeah, I think we have it on video where we finally meet up and we start talking about it. So let's roll that.
Let him not go unless he called his mom.
We're already calling.
Did they make you delete the footage? No, I took the SD card out. Go. Yeah, on the meeting. I told him there was no footage. I said I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Because they wanted to see it, and we lied and we said you were wearing a Yankees hat with red shorts. Let's go, come on. No, they're good. They're done looking for you. They told me. Because we told them afterwards. We were like, dude, honestly, we didn't expect them to call the cops. We didn't call the cops. I said, it's literally a prank.
Yeah?
I told them because I was like, it was getting way too out of hand. When I heard on the radio, they said we got the victim, or they got the person. They said they got the person. I was like, fuck.
Oh, no, they weren't catching me, boy.